My name's Collin Hart, and today I'm going to share details of a transaction we recently closed. This was a cardiology practice in West Texas. There were 8 partners in the practice, 4 partners in the real estate, which is a pretty common situation that we encounter. There was some misalignment right off the bat, and oftentimes that is a driver for a real estate sale. So we got involved to help the partners with their transaction. The property was on campus with a surgical specialty hospital, and that hospital was operated in partnership with a national surgical management company. So our cardiology practice was a natural fit for acquisition by that same management company. The management company went through with that transaction, ultimately acquiring the cardiology practice about a year before we got involved. And so through that OpCo transaction, a new lease was struck. And unfortunately, like many of the situations we deal with, the lease was subpar. So it didn't have the right length of lease. There were poor rental increases, if any. It wasn't triple net, and it really didn't capture the credit worthiness of that surgical management partner. So for our clients looking for a potential real estate sale, the lease didn't really meet the needs of maximizing the value of the property in the world of institutional buyers or investors. So we got involved to help fix things. The physicians had previously received offers on their real estate, but all of them were low, and really it was a result of the poor lease structure that was in place. So we were engaged to renegotiate the lease, essentially interfacing with the surgical management partner to help represent the physicians and get the best possible outcome for them. Our team was engaged to help reposition the asset, and that essentially was tying up loose ends from the OpCo transaction a year before. And really, the surgical management partner was open to this because they realized that their position in the building wasn't super secure. It was a short-term lease. There were a lot of ambiguities in the document. And of course, they wanted their physician partners to be happy. So they were really open to the discussion. Certainly everything had to be arm's length and within the realm of fair market value. But by having a third party like us involved, we were able to make that happen. As we went through the negotiation, it took a few months to reach terms, but ultimately we got there. And so now that we had a fresh new lease with the surgical management partner, our client was ready to go to market, ready to explore a potential sale of their building. Remember, they'd solicited offers on the building before, but they were all low. Now with professionals like us involved, they were prepared for maximized value. And so going to market and running our typical call for offers process, we really got a good feel for the number of folks that were interested, ultimately establishing a competitive environment. And so while the physicians had 1 or 2 offers in the past, through our efforts, we were able to generate 5 competitive offers. Now, the challenge with the situation was that although the surgical management partner was a national company and frankly publicly traded, they weren't well perceived in the market at that time. Their stock was low, their performance was poor, and so we really had to work through challenges associated with that. But in the end, we were able to identify the buyer who was comfortable with the current financial situation of the tenant and knew that in the long run, they would make for a successful company and a good investment. Ultimately, they cared about being able to collect rent, which this surgical management company certainly provided. Now, it wasn't easy to gain comfort with the prospective buyer on the creditworthiness of the tenant. So our team had a lot of work to do to build that comfort. And the way we did it is we went to the corporate operator and we said, look, in order to keep this transaction on track, we're going to need a corporate guarantee from your entity. Now that's a big ask, but in the end, they were willing to concede and provide that to us as an accommodation to the physicians to help get the deal across the finish line. Now they only owned a majority stake in the business, so they were a 51% owner of the operation. As a result, they could only guarantee 51% of the lease obligations. So to supplement that and give the buyer additional comfort, our team worked with the physician partners to put together a strong security deposit representing their 49% interest in the operation. And so with the corporate guarantee combined with the security deposit, we were able to create a really strong package that enhanced the creditworthiness of the tenant and ultimately got the buyer comfortable. In the end, we were able to successfully close the transaction, a result of negotiating a new lease, interfacing with our physician clients to help get them comfortable, providing a security deposit, and also securing a corporate guarantee from the publicly traded surgical management company. So as you can see, there's a lot of components that go into a transaction like this, and it's really helpful to have an advisor like us who's experienced working with different healthcare operators and bringing parties together in order to reach the best outcome.